All right, y'all. Right here we have these Chocola oil-based paint markers right here. This company sent this to me so I could test these things out with you guys. So thank you to them for partnering with me on this. On the side of the box, it mentions a bunch of different materials that you can use this on. So I gathered up a few different things right here so that we could have different types of surfaces to test this out on. And so let's do this. You get 20 of them in here. So you're going to get a nice color of the rainbow here. All the different colors right there. Love that. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and grab the first one. How about orange right here? Okay, they give you some instructions on the side. Now, I wanted to point out that these are dual tipped as well. So you have a 5mm on this side right here. And then on the other side, you have a 1mm. So if you want to do more fine detail work, you can do that. But on the side right here, it says, while pointing, can't talk today, while pointing up, shake well with the cap on for about 30 seconds. So we'll do that while we go through the next thing. The next thing is to press the tip to and fro a few times to get the ink flowing, and then recap after use. And then start writing. Push the pen down when you need extra ink. Okay, so I'd say that we've gone about 30 seconds. What do you guys think? That 30 seconds? Let's go with it. So we want to push now to and fro. Here, look, you guys come on down so y'all can see this a little bit better. We're going to just simply push to and fro. And that should drop the ink down into the nib right there. It hasn't quite gone down yet, so let's keep working it. And then once you get that ink flowing, you'll be able to use it. Okay, I'm starting to see, look, you can start to see it come down. We just haven't hit the tip yet. There we go. And now that we have it flowing, you can write. You guys doing that yet? Question mark. Definitely appreciate it when you guys do that. But look at how nice and vibrant that is right there. It looks really good. Very impressed by that. Let's see, let's test out the other side. I'm curious to know, since it's a smaller nib, if it's going to take as many presses to get it down. So I'm just going to simply press, and we'll see. What I should do is I should count how many presses it takes. We'll do that with the next one, but you can see we got some ink there. And we'll put, yay, exclamation point, because you did that. So again, you got that nice 1mm tip right there. You got the 5mm if you're looking for something a little bit more bolded. Worked really well. The colors look nice. And this is on paper as well. I want to point out the bigger nib has a little bit of bleed through right there. And then on the back, there's very tiny bits of bleed through, but nothing, it seems, that would actually get onto the surface that's underneath. Like, you know, how sometimes you write with a Sharpie and it does that. That's not going to happen with these, it seems. All right, let's see. There's 20 colors in here. We're not going to try all the colors of the rainbow, but we're going to try a few to be able to test it out on different materials here. So let's see. Let's go ahead and grab a couple other. You know what? Let's do like just a whole bunch at once because you got to shake them, right? So we'll shake them up. Let's see. All the colors that you get in here: gold, silver, bronze, metallic green, metallic purple, metallic pink, red, forest green, violet, yellow ochre, O-C-H-R-E, I don't know what that is, cobalt blue, orange, lemon yellow, Van Dyke brown, teal, magenta, lime green, warm gray, black, and titanium white. So that's all the 20 colors right there. Let's see. Yeah, orange was on there. Okay, so this one right here looks like it might be does it have the name on there? Let me see. Oh, this is cool. It gives you all the instructions that I read on the side of the box. It gives you that on the pen as well. So if you forget to, you know, what you need to do, it's on there. I don't see like the name, like the color name on here anywhere, but it does have the top right here on the cap to let you know what color that you're going to be dealing with. And you can kind of compare it here. This might be like the teal, I think. All right, so we shook it up. Let's see how many presses it takes to be able to get the ink down on this side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 gave me 1 dot. So about 20 presses will get you. Now I'm curious to know, like, if you go faster with it, does it come to the end of the nib faster? We'll have to test that on the next fat one that we do. Right now, let's count the skinny side now. So we're going to go 1, our initial press, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 9 on the smaller one. So the smaller one is about half the time to be able to get the ink flowing from it. Let's see. Let's try out the wood on this one. So we'll just do Dad Reviews. Yeah, that looks nice. It worked well. Seems to not have any issues there. And then let's try the bigger side now. We'll just do the same thing on the back. Dad. Again, that works well. Looks nice. Good. I like that boldness that these the 5mm gives you. Although, like I said, if you're doing some more finer stuff, you can use the 1mm right there, which is fantastic. So I gotta say, the color of this looks very clean, nice and sharp. You can read it from quite a ways, which is awesome as well. Yeah, this is, if y'all are looking for some great oil-based markers, this is definitely it right here. All right, we got a couple of other different things. We have a cloth here. These, like, I thought about this, these canvas bins where you always have, you know, toys in or clothes for your kids or whatever. You could simply write on the cloth right here, and I'm curious to know how that works. So we're going to test that out. A couple of the other ideas that they had on the box was a rock. You know, some people like to do rock drawings, and then they hide them, you know, in different places and whatnot. So we'll test that out on this rock right here. A leaf was mentioned on there. I'm just not too sure how it's going to hold up, being that, you know, leaves can be kind of flimsy and whatnot. And then I found this outside. It's just a piece of foam. I think some kind of like building block thing. So we'll test that out as well. Let's get a new color. Let's go red. I already shook it up. So, okay, now let's do the fastest. Does 20 fast push means that we're going to get ink to the edge? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 39, I think, because I got 2 dots on there. So, speed does not equal faster to the nib. So I did want to point that out. Let's see. Let's do this foam piece real quick, because I'm really curious to see if this actually... Oh, yeah. Check that out. Works. Seems to work well. I don't know if it's going to come off with use or anything like that. You know what? They have this fabric on the bottom of this. I'm just going to blot it and see what happens. Okay, so it a little bit came onto the fabric there, but you can still see everything, all the design on the block right there, which is super cool. That looks great. Nice and vibrant too as well. I want to point that out. Looks very good. Let's see. Let's now try. Let's actually do it on the cloth thing now, because I'm curious about that. Oh, nib it out. Okay, so I'm gonna do it slow now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, oh, 22. We're going to call it 22 for a full dot. So it's somewhere around the 20 push range to be able to get it flowing. All right, so let's do, here, look, let's just do, you guys doing that, eh? So, okay, I gotta say that this looks nice and vibrant on there. The cloth seems to soak it up nicely, so I know it's gonna stay on there very well. You probably need to let it set for a little bit, because I am seeing a little bit of smearing there after immediately touching it right after. You can see it on my finger right there as well. So that looks nice. And I think that that would be a great way, I'm trying to do the wrong thing. That'd be a great way to label all of these cloth drawers that you might have, so that your kids can easily know what's in them without pulling them out, because you know whenever they're going to pull it out, they're never going to push it back in. They're going to leave it out. We all know this, right? Actually, it could be fun if your kids are very much into art and drawing and stuff like that. They could draw what's in the drawer as well, like, you know, a bunch of toys, blocks, or something like that. They could draw like a little shirt for clothing or pants if you're organizing by what, you know, pajamas, pants, shirts, underwear. You could draw all that on there. If that's great if your kids can't read, and it also gives them a little bit of a creativity project to do as well. All right, let's see. I pulled out, what, 4, 5... Let's see if we can get this one going, and we're going to test it out on the rock. Because those rock drawings are really fun to do. Actually, one time, our kids got a bunch of rocks, and they drew some fun things on them. And then we went on a walk, and we set them out in a few of the neighbors' yards, so they thought that was fun. Okay, I do want to point out that the cap, the cap for the 5mm does not fit on the back of a closed 1mm. I kind of wish that it did, just so that you didn't have to set it down and kind of all stay there. And the 1mm does not fit on the 5mm cap, so I did want to point that out as well. All right, let's see. We got our rock here. Let's draw a little design. How about, I'm a terrible artist, so we'll just do a little simple smiley face right here. There we go. Again, nice and vibrant. Of course, you know, you got this, this looks like a gold color right here. And against that dark rock background right there, it really shows up well. You know, good use of contrast type of thing. So I like that. And, okay, this will be interesting. So we have this leaf right here, and it's kind of like dried up, kind of like a golden brown. And that's the color of this marker. So I'm kind of curious to see how non-contrasting colors are going to show up against each other. And then we'll do one more with a contrasting color on there. So just going to take this. Oh, okay, yeah, because this is a little bit lighter than the leaf right here. But I got to say, the paint is coming out just fine. Y'all see that on there, all those little lines that I put? And so I'm sure this might just need a second to be able to dry since it is a paint marker. Let me go ahead. Oop, nope, see? Let me close this one on up right there. Let's see. I think the orange, I did the smaller nib, and that would, no, actually that would not be a good contrast. Let's do this one. Yeah, okay. Yep, we're still good to go. Look, I'm going to bring you guys on down for this one so y'all can see it a little bit better. And I'm just going to simply use, oh yeah. I wasn't too sure about the leaf, and you can see how the leaf kind of tears a little bit. I just wanted to do it because they mentioned it on the side of the box. Look, let's play tic-tac-toe. Who's going to win, X's or O's? Oh, O won. Y'all won. So, if y'all are looking for some fantastic paint markers that are dual tips, so you get the big one and the small one for the detail work, y'all definitely need to go and check out these right here from Chocola. These things are fantastic. They work well. They seem to be... You know what? Let's go through our cloth thing real quick. Let's come back to this. I want to rub on this and show y'all. Look, it's not smearing at all, which is fantastic. So once you give it a second to sit, which would be, you know, just about with any paint in general, then you'll be good to go. So, like I said, y'all definitely go and grab y'all some of these if this is something that you're looking for. Thank y'all for watching. Let me know if this was helpful. If it was, consider adding these to your cart and